Oh.
I don't understand how that came about because when I went in, okay, it seemed like I had an episode, right? But the thing is, once they did the tests and everything, it came out that it was liquid salt, oozing from my muscles.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, is that the Rambo? Yeah,
Right. I know it's hard to pronounce, but even the psychiatrist, when he was talking, he even said, then why is she on this floor?
Oh,
If it was because he said that would make you do that, move things and stuff like that, because it give you a lot of strength. Which I didn't feel like I had an episode, some type of a psychotic episode. It didn't feel like that to me, because I never ever.
Oh, no.
No, all the time I've been on my medicine, I ain't never had that.
You were in the hospital.
Yeah, I never had that. And that's another thing. I'm wondering, like, why did that doctor in the ER flag me like that?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I had.
Because I wanted to know, they didn't give me the paperwork because I had asked them, like, give me the paperwork of his name and stuff like that. I mean, I just wanted to know his name and stuff because who he was and everything. Because I was wondering, like, why he flagged me? But I woke up on the 6th floor, which was the heart patient floor.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't wake up in the psych ward.
I
woke up, on the 6th floor.
Oh, that was that is like heart.
Yeah, that's the heart patient floor.
Because you were, I guess, because of the rhabdomyosis, what do they call it?
And my tailbone it still hurts, And then my left foot, it's my toe in that same toe around the little area and stuff. That still get numb.
Oh.
So I was walking while I was in the hospital because I would wake up and my foot would be numb.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, well, I don't know if it was like poor circulation going on or something like that. I'm like, I better get up and walk, So I was walking in the hospital, so I started walking at home again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I need to, make sure I keep walking because they took x-rays. They said they don't know what's wrong with my foot, that there was nothing wrong with it. But it's been feeling this way since that day, since
Since the day you went to the hospital.
Yeah, since I woke up in the on the 6th floor.
So were you on like cholesterol medicine or?
No, listen, the whole time I was on the 6th floor, they wasn't giving me nothing but Tylenol and something for my tongue because I had a black streak that went down my tongue, and and I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
And They gave me Tylenol and they gave me that statin or something like that.
Statin.
Yeah, for your tongue.
Oh,
That's all I was on the whole time I was on the 6th floor.
So when you went up to psych,
when I went up to psych, I was they did not start giving me medicine until I think the 3rd day that I was up there.
Oh,
So I still went without medication even up there. All they was giving me was the Tylenol and then my statin. And then because I didn't see the psychiatrist until days later.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying? And then he was the one that said, okay, well, and another thing, that one pill that they
That's Depakote?
Yeah, no, I can't take that. It had me loopy.
Oh, well,
It keeps me in a fog all day long.
Oh.
And then my Celexa, they raised that up. And that's even too strong for me. It's too strong.
Yeah,
So yeah, the Celexa had my heart beating real fast because when I take it, I'm like, palpitating. And then the other one, the Pal, whatever it's called, that one, it just had me like, you don't want to move, you can't do nothing. So I don't like that.
Yeah, it looks like they had you on Depakote.
Yeah, Depakote.
That was really.
Yeah, Depakote is too strong. It's too strong.
Okay, and then
the Depakote's too strong. And the Celexa, they raised it all the way up to like 300. And I was
Oh,
on like what,
my.
25? I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa,
like
that's
20. Yeah.
20. I'm like, whoa, that's way too high.
Mhm.
You know, it's too high. I can't function with it being that high.
Oh, here we. Oh, yeah, they doubled it to
Yeah,
40.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, they doubled it.
And then you were on. Let's see what else did they have. Oh, you got some inhalers, I guess, in your eye drops.
Right. I just went yesterday
Uh huh.
to get my prescription from Rite Aid, which I
Mhm.
have to, I mean, not Rite Aid, Walgreens, which I
Uh-huh.
have to pick up today
Mhm.
because even my, what you call it, my metformin,
Oh.
they didn't send me home with none of my other medication.
Oh.
They only sent me home with the Depakote and the Select. That was it.
Oh my.
I was
Oh.
like, why didn't they,
Yeah, just give you the everything else.
Yeah, I wasn't getting nothing but the Depakote, metformin, and the Celexa on the psych ward. That's all they gave me. They wasn't giving me none of my other
Yeah.
medication. They might have gave me my the one for my cholesterol because at
Oh,
one time they did say they was giving me the one for cholesterol, the one for my metformin. I was taking the Depakote.
Mhm.
I was taking the Celexa. I was taking the tongue thing.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it was
Was it-
one more, but I know it was them.
Okay. Oh, okay. Like the Ditropan, were they giving you that or?
They might have. I'm not
Mhm.
for sure because every day they would add, another one
Mhm.
on or something, and they
Oh.
would tell me what it was. But like I said, that Depakote had me so loopy.
Oh.
It was just like, my head was in such a fog. I'm like, I don't like this. I cannot function like this.
I don't. So you're not taking the Depakote?
No, I won't take it in the morning, like
Oh.
early in the morning with the Celexa.
Uh-huh.
But when I do take it, it just have you like not wanting to do
Oh,
nothing,
it is.
not wanting to. I can't do my house chores.
Oh,
I don't want to
it's
do
a
this. I don't
really-
right. I can't function off of that at all. I don't like it at all. I don't even want to be on it.
Did you take that? You take it at night then? Or
No, I was taking it like probably like if I have to go somewhere, I go shopping or whatever. Then I come home, then I take it. But as soon as I take it, make you not want to do nothing.
Oh, I know.
So I just can't function off of that at all because I barely do what I do.
Well, I know. I think.
So I want to be able to
I think you could
do
stop
things.
the Depakote.
Good,
Yeah.
thank God, because
I do.
I can't do the Depakote, and that's Alexa is too strong.
Oh yeah, we'll do it back to 20 again.
Okay.
Oh, did you pick up a 40 milligram already or?
No, you know
Oh,
what?
okay.
I just went yesterday
Uh-huh.
and ordered it. So
Oh.
when you write out today,
Uh-huh,
then
that'll-
it can be changed because
Yeah,
I haven't
that'll
picked up.
cancel that out.
Yeah, I haven't picked them up yet.
Oh,
So
good,
it'll cancel
good.
it out. So when I go in there, I tell them, hey, no, I'm back down to that.
Oh, you're back to 20. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, Karen, I never had that happen, no episode happen to me or nothing like that.
It's Nicole.
Yeah, but they kept asking me in the hospital, they was like, the doctors, have you been being beat? And I'm like, no, not that I know of,
Mhm.
because they was like, my injuries that I
Oh.
sustained
Mhm.
was like to my muscles,
Uh-huh.
was like an injury to a person that, like an old person that has
Uh-huh.
been being beat, like sometimes they in the nursing home, they get
Oh.
mistreated and stuff.
Oh.
And the oozing
Mhm.
come from their muscles and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It was like that, and then they said that's the way it was, but I'm like, no, not that I know of. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm by myself. And then the nurses were saying the same thing. So I'm like,
Oh, like you were beaten or?
yeah, or like an old person that fell down
Uh-huh.
and laid there for a couple of
Oh, and
days.
didn't move around.
Right, you know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? And I'm like,
So you get up and move around.
right,
all
I'm
day.
like, no, not that I know of. I know my tailbone been hurting a lot.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, my tailbone hurt a lot. 'Cause when I woke up, when I woke up at the hospital, my tailbone was hurting. I like my tailbone hurting and my left foot
Mhm.
is messed up. So
Oh,
I
oh
didn't know.
my. Huh. So now you back to like driving and.
Yeah, I had
Uh-huh.
to drive here.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that was just out of the blue.
Yeah.
So they didn't mention. I know, like sometimes the cholesterol medicine, like you take Lipitor, can cause
Yeah,
that.
I take Lipitor, but they had started, like I said, I think they gave me Lipitor up on the psych floor because they did. I remember them telling
Yeah, I
me,
saw that on
yeah,
your
we
med
added
list.
it. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, they added it after I think like a day after I was
Uh-huh.
on my medicine, maybe a day after I had started Depakote and Celexa, and then like that next day or something, I think they started the Lipitor. I'm not for sure, but I remember him telling me that that was one of the medicines that they was giving me. I know they started giving me the metformin. You know what I mean? But like I said, when I left the hospital, the only two prescriptions that they had for me was the
The Depakote,
yeah, and I was
high-dose
thinking when I
Celexa.
left, I'm like, well, I'm supposed to take my Celexa and stuff, you know. I mean, not Celexa, but my metformin
Yeah,
and stuff like that. You
metformin,
know, I'm
all that.
like, do I still take my other medication? Because they only sent me home with the two.
Oh, no, no, they had on there to continue.
Yeah, I
Number
did.
one.
When I got home, I started, I still started taking my medicine because I'm like, they didn't say not to.
Yeah.
They didn't send me home, so I don't know. I just went on and started taking them.
Oh, okay. So you're feeling good now. I mean,
Yeah.
other than probably you still feel like sore and tired.
Yeah, sore. I'm just tailbone. I can't get over it. Like, why do it hurt so bad?
Oh.
Yeah. So yesterday I bought me one of them cushions to sit on.
Oh. You don't think you fell or anything and hit
No.
your
Well,
tailbone? Or...
when I was moving the stuff, like I said, when I was moving everything and I was trying to get down the blinds from the kitchen window, when I stepped down, I did step down on like on a picture. I didn't know it was there.
Oh.
So I did slip and fall,
Oh.
when I stepped down because it had broke the glass of the picture and I slid like this and I fell, right?
Oh.
And
Well, that
then,
could be,
then I got back up and I'm like, what the heck? Like, okay, I got up and the thing that was so strange, like, I didn't eat for 3 days. I didn't drink nothing for 3 days.
You mean before
I didn't sleep.
you went to the hospital?
Yeah, I didn't sleep like for 3 days. It was just like sitting down, taking the breaks in between was like energizing me right back up to go like boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like to get right back up and do it again. But it was like I got so sick. Because before that happened, everything that was on that list for the oozing of the muscles and stuff, I was feeling, but I have sarcoid. So I was, I was relating it to that. I was relating everything to my sarcoid, my breathlessness, my restless, you know what I mean? All that, I was just putting it off on the sarcoid, but I would sit down and drink my coffee, or I would make me tea, and then I would eat something, my breakfast. But that day that happened, I was trying to drink my tea, and I just kept like, like getting real sick. I was just like, I couldn't do it. And it was just like the energy, and it was just like, just start taking everything down. And what would you do, because it was like a dream.
Oh,
like I had this dream,
So you felt almost like it was like a dream.
Yeah, no, well, it was. It seemed like I had I woke up from the dream, in the morning. Like, what would you give up for your family? Everything, That's me. I love my family a lot, so I give up everything for it. You know what I mean? So, and it was just like So when I woke up, it was like I was having a good day. Everything seemed clear, and I went in the kitchen. I was gonna go ahead and make my tea and stuff. I had went down in the basement. I did a little bit of workout because I had started back working out. So I had the band. I got the band and stuff, and I was doing the band stuff. I had put some clothes in the washer, and I came back upstairs. I was, winded. I kept getting winded because I walk up the street, I be breathing real hard. I have to stop, and I'm like, why am I feeling this way? But I was just putting it all on my sarcoid. So I came back down, went to drink some tea, and it was just like, I couldn't drink it. I just kept getting sick. And the whole time when I was doing that to the house, every time I thought about even taking a sip of water, I got real nauseous. Anytime I thought about eating, I got real nauseous. Anytime I wanted to sleep, it was just like real nauseous, like you can't sleep. You know what I mean? So I was just like, oh my goodness, like what's going on here, you know? But I just kept going and going because, you know, from the dream, you know, what would you do? What would you give up for your family? Everything. I mean, who wouldn't? You know, if you love them, you would, you know, so.
This was at your son's house then?
No, that was at my house. And then my son took me, we called the police in the emergency room, but then I declined, you know, from going with them. And so then my son went to get me something to eat. And when he came back to the house, my head was like banging. It was like pounding. So I told him, I said, no, I need you to take me to the hospital.
Oh, okay.
So then he took me to the emergency room. When he took me to the emergency room, they did a CAT scan and everything, but they just said, don't take your metformin no more. Because I guess the dye, though, from the dye that day, so it was like, don't take it that day, you know, or the next day or something like that. Don't take it, okay? So I was like, okay, and they did tests and stuff, but they sent me home. They thought, now they related it to my diabetes.
Oh.
See, I was relating it to my sarcoid, but they related it to the diabetes. And they told him, they said, just take her home, give her something to eat, get her a pop and some water. And that's what he did, and I couldn't really eat. It was like, I was choking on it, like, my throat was so dry, my mouth, my throat. So I was like, I can't eat this really. I took a couple of bites. And then I drank half of the pop, but I chugged down the waters. Yeah, I drank them up. Then he was like, okay, Mom, well, why don't you lay down and get some sleep because you ain't slept in 3 days. So I went in there, I laid down, and I fell asleep. And I woke up in the morning, and I was feeling okay. And I was like, you let me go to bed and sleep in your bed, and I ain't bathed in 3 days, you know?
He took you back to your
So I got up and I went and I got in the shower and I was taking a shower and he told me that he'd be gone, you know, he going to work, don't go nowhere. Like where I'm gonna go, I don't have a car, you know, and he live in Austin Town and I live in Weathersfield. So where am I gonna go? I'm not walking that far, okay? I like to walk, but I'm not going that far. All right. So then he was like, okay, then he left and he went to work. I was in the shower, and it seemed like the same thing happening. It wasn't no voice or nothing like that that came. I just started doing the action, you know what I mean, of cleaning his stuff and putting it away and putting it in the bathtub and put his stuff over at the sink and you know what I mean, and throwing all his stuff like, you know what I mean. It was just like doing the same thing to his house what I did to my house because I didn't like punch holes in the walls or nothing like that. And I wasn't violent, you know. That's why I said I was like, I don't see how I didn't have, you know, like how I had the episode because I worked with people, you know. I was an aide. I worked with, and I seen, you know, different type of behaviors. And I'm like, I didn't exhume none of them behaviors. It was like I was peaceful. You know, I'm just like, just let me finish cleaning up the stuff, putting it over here where it's supposed to go, and then put the stuff here, wipe stuff down, you know, let me clean out the I was basically like I was doing a spring cleaning. I was like I was doing spring cleaning, and everything I was doing, I made sure I was cleaning up behind it. So it was just like, okay, you know. And
so then he came home and
and he see me, he said, what are you doing? Are you doing the same thing to my place? And I'm like, look, it got to be done. I'm cleaning, you know, everything got to go. It got to just be done, cleaned out, whatever. Just leave it alone. It'll be okay, you know. It's like, but this is my stuff, not yours. Like,
is that when he took you to the hospital?
Yeah. But when the police and them came, I told him, I said, look, I'm not a violent person. I'm just, you know, doing what I have to do right here. As soon as I get done, I'll go with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew I wasn't, well, to me, I wasn't doing that wrong by cleaning up his stuff. But I guess throwing all this stuff in the shower with the water running on it was probably a little bit too much. But
So they weren't gonna wait for you.
No. They actually waited.
Oh, wow.
My son was like, Mom, what is you doing? And I didn't have on no clothes though.
Oh.
It was like, what would you give up everything? You know what I mean? So I didn't have on no clothes. And I said, look, the police and them done seen all this before. Trust me, they handle these, they handle stuff like this, This is nothing surprising to them. My son was more embarrassed, you know what I mean? But I wasn't embarrassed. But I'm the type of person that I am embarrassed like that. You know what I mean? But
so you weren't yourself, huh?
Right, but it was just like, what would you give up? Everything, clothes, all, So I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you come in this world naked, you know what I mean? It don't matter. So I sit where the police is used to seeing all of this, right? So but I think my son was more embarrassed. But I told him, I said, they okay. They used to seeing this. They was like, yeah, we seen worse than what she doing. So I was like, yeah, because I'm peaceful, y'all. I'm not a violent person like that, So I was,
So you never ever had an episode like that before?
No. Not even at the worstest time of stress. You know what I'm saying? And I went through abuse from my ex-husband. I was physically abused by him big time and didn't have no episode like that before. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So you said you were like, what would you give up for your? So was that just like the thought of
it seemed like I because I was asleep. Right? And when I woke up, it's like I had a dream, and I woke up that morning, you know what I mean? And I was, like I said, I was feeling pretty good and then I did the band downstairs. I did just a little bit of exercise. I threw something in the washer and stuff, but, probably in the dryer, but I just wasn't, when I came back upstairs, and I made my tea and everything, and I just went to drink that tea. And I took a sip, and I was like, and I took another sip. I couldn't even drink it. I just instantly got sick, and it was just like, okay, let me start cleaning. That's what I said to myself, let me start cleaning up. And then all of a sudden, I'm just taking everything, I would give all this up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course, So that was it.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, that was something out of the blue, like.
Yeah, it was something out of the blue, but like when I was talking to the psychiatrist, he was like, when I showed him the paper, then he was like, well, wait a minute, if she's up, he said, but that couldn't be it because. He said, because she would have been super strong. I said, I took everything down through my house.
Yeah.
He said, oh, okay. I said, and then I did it to my son's house. He said, yeah, because that's what it'll do to you.
He said you were rearranging furniture.
Yeah.
By
by myself. Because my furniture is like real heavy.
Yeah.
But my son was like, how did you move that? And your back and everything is messed up. But I didn't pick my couch and stuff up. I just used the leverage of my body up against the wall and did it like that. Because I remember how I did it. I just got in between the couch because my couch, it lays back, because my back, I had got the lumbar couch and chair. So when it lays back, so you have to keep a space between the wall and the chair. In the So all I did was got behind it, scooted behind it, and I just took my feet in my hand and I just pushed it like that, and it just scooted up. So I couldn't get it too far because the thing is heavy, but it was enough for me to be able to get my ladder back there so that I could get that picture off the wall, because that was the only thing that needed to come off. There was the picture, was for me to be able to get that picture up off that wall. That was it. But other than that, everything else was cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I think you can soften up a coat and then
Thank
go back
God
to the 20 milligrams.
Yeah,
of
yeah, because that Depakote be having you like,
Yeah.
I don't like that. Your head is spinning, you're foggy.
Oh,
You
it's really.
yeah, and it's
Shot.
right. It does. And with me, it was just like it seemed like my energy is being good, right? So I'm trying to fight it with So I'm like this,
Oh.
and at the same time, I'm like I don't want to go to sleep. It's too early, or it's not. You know what I mean? Or it's and because the whole time they was asking me that I want to take my sleeping pills while I was in there, I was like, no, I don't want sleeping pills.
Is that
I've
the
been trying.
Ambien?
Yeah, the Vesto. What was that? The Vesto, or that you had me on the Vesto.
Zolpidem, or were you on Seroquel when you were in the hospital?
Yeah, I was. They had put me on the Seroquel, but then they asked me that I want to take the Vesto or something like that.
Oh, I'm not sure.
What was that? Whatever it was, a sleeping aid, and I said no.
Oh, Vistarol.
Vestarol, yeah. I said no. I want to, fall asleep on my own and stuff like that. I was like, no. I've been trying to sleep on my own, not just depend on a sleep aid, because I don't want to get addicted to a sleep aid.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want my mind to start thinking, the only way you can go to sleep is if you have something to put you to sleep. No, I don't want to go through that. So,
Did the Seroquel help you sleep?
Yeah, well, the Seroquel, like I told you before,
Yeah, 'cause you were on that before.
Yeah, I'm good with it, and it's when I take it, I get a little drowsy at first, but then I can still, do
Function.
stuff. Right, I can function. Then the